Hello, my name is Joshua Mootoo and welcome to Pixelmake. Today's videos are part of a series of videos where we'll be showing you guys the easiest ways to create your own 2D assets. Today's video will be the fluffy difficulty, so it won't be that hard to do. For today's video, I'll be showing you guys with the help of Julian, another member of the team, how to create your own pixel art assets. In this video, I'll be going out with Julian and taking pictures of different kinds of trees with my iPhone 6 Plus. And then what I'll be doing is bringing those images into Photoshop. Now if you don't have Photoshop, there's a link in the description below where you can download a free trial for Photoshop. You can also click the link on the screen now. What we'll be doing with those images inside Photoshop, we'll be combining multiple trees together to create a completely different one. And then what we'll be doing is pixelating the image inside of Photoshop. And that's pretty much it. I hope you find this video helpful, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. So to overexpose the image on an iPhone, what you do is tap the screen to focus, and then what you do is swipe up. And that's pretty much it. So that's how we got the images. What you're seeing now is just some of the images that we got while we were out. So up next we got the Photoshop tutorial, where we'll be bringing some of these images into Photoshop. I hope you find this video helpful, and yeah, enjoy. Hey guys, Joshua Mootoo here. I've also got Julian here.
Yeah, we're just sitting at the desk now, just getting ready to do some drawing, kinda. Well,
not drawing.
Well, yeah, cheating.
Cheating.
Good cheating, if you like.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. I'm an illustrator. I've always been quite involved in illustration since I was a young age, and then sort of turned professional some years ago. But
well, I haven't, obviously.
Well, then, you know, you're the more technical guy.
Yeah.
But we've all got our things, but we're kind of gearing this. We were talking about creating game art for people who want to do their own projects and might not be traditionally trained or have very limited,
able to actually draw things like this, like you're seeing now.
Yeah. Well, so this
like,
sort of,
I couldn't do that.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, that you've not spent time in training, you know. So what we're talking about is how can we get some creative stuff happening with very little training and just with everyday equipment, and you know, and we were talking about like pixel art being a really good alternative, and you know, it can be styled in a really nice way. It can be very succinct, and what you can actually do is take photos, and it sounds really kind of lame in a way, like obviously, I'm just going to take a picture of a scene and turn it into pixels and then that's my art. No, that's not really what I'm sort of talking more collage, mashing and blending and that sort of thing, and I'm going to show that you can create some really exciting things with kind of just
real life images.
Yeah.
Like as you saw in our last video, we went out and took some pictures of like trees, like trunks and all that.
Exactly, that was sort of prep work for this.
Yeah.
But we did that because you don't have to limit yourself to trees. You can use anything as a placeholder. So like we got this tree here that I've drawn here. This will make more sense later on in the video, but there's no reason why I was kind of inspired by the form of like wind chimes.
Yeah.
When I looked at this, I sort of, you can imagine these making that noise as the wind blows.
Yeah, I can.
And there's no
I can see that.
Yeah, exactly. See, why couldn't you? What's stopping you getting some wind chimes in a picture and building this kind of tree head, the sort of falling foliage out of wind chimes in a Photoshop file, and you just mashing it together, and then you pixelate it, and if you just change the coloration to green, you'd be you'd be quite very cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're gonna keep it a little bit more grounded in reality for
Obviously,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, and not go too abstract with it.
So we won't be starting off with these.
No. So what I've done is I've made a more simple form, and we're gonna have sort of simpler photos. So this image here.
That's one of the ones we got.
Yeah,
when we were
yeah.
out.
And this one. So we're just gonna take stuff that's simple for now. We're not gonna go crazy and make bubble gum.
I mean, if you want to, you can go
Frutella
crazy.
trees, like with like Coca-Cola cans and sorts of random stuff, which you could certainly do, and you would look really wild. But we're gonna keep it more, grounded in reality, so that people can sort of get used to the idea. I think you should start off with stuff that makes sense first, and then
Experiment
absolutely.
in your own time, obviously.
Yeah. So basically, this is my document. I'm gonna try and be organized. You guys can obviously, so that you can see what I'm doing, assuming if you don't know Photoshop too well. So this is my image. This is a separate file at the moment, and at the moment this image here is overexposed, and it makes it nice and easy for me to like select the white because it's blown out. And I think you was going to show people how to do that with the iPhone. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah, I showed that in the last video.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, guys, check that last video. I don't have to show you again. Yeah, so basically, the idea is that this. By the way, this is the Magic Wand tool. I didn't really introduce it very well, did I?
No.
So what it does is when you click the white, it's going to search for other pixels that are white, and it will.
Or of a similar.
Yeah. Well,
Shit.
basically you control it with tolerance, and if you make it so, I think it goes to 255. Let's just put it to 1000, see what it says, and it'll probably say.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So
255.
so at 255, it kind of
Selects
everything, because that's like every pixel related to every other pixel, which is obviously gonna select every pixel.
Yeah.
Right. But as soon as you bring them down to like 1, it gets really fussy. So I'm gonna like
So
deselect. Right. So you deselect. See that line box has gone now. Yeah, it's more fussy. These are obviously all white, so they're related. But you'll see here, if I select this green area, like here, well, let's just deselect. If we select some, it's not even picking it. It's Jesus, it's that fussy. It's like I'm not having any pixels. Crazy. Oh, it is, but it's just so damn tiny.
So,
you can
wow.
see it. Yeah, you can see there's a little
just
bit
about
of
see it there.
Yeah, so that's basically useless. Let's put this at like 30. Yeah, now it's doing something.
There
So
you go.
yeah, so I'm gonna just zoom out. Fit to screen. There you go. Yeah, so you can see it selecting stuff. But anyway, this is so that quick Magic Wand tutorial there. So I think 30's great, so that's fine. I'm just gonna hit the delete key, and that checkered background is basically a transparent. It means there's nothing there. So select, deselect. We've still got a lot of crap in this shot at the moment, but do you know what?
So what's this tool?
This is another lasso. This is called the lasso tool, and it's another selection option, so you can just grab some stuff. Right. Obviously, I messed up a bit there.
Come on, Julian. Come on.
I have used this before. Trust me. Yeah. So. So. I'm just cleaning it up a bit.
Getting rid of all the unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna probably use this lasso tool to actually take this into the other file. Okay, so basically I want some of that trunk, we might use some of that. So we don't need to go around it tediously. And honestly, guys, this doesn't need to be very detailed. I know, like, you could probably find some really great selection tutorials online, but they're really not required. The lasting tool will do the job. So ultimately, we're gonna really crush the details out of this image. So I'm gonna take the whole tree, right? So and for now, there you go. Ooh. Usually, basically, once you go around, you can sort of like, I'll show you what I mean for new guys. If you like double click here, it will join it wherever it is.
Join the starting elements. Yeah.
So I sort of Control Z there just to go back. I'm sure you guys, most of you have used that before. So let's cut that. That's gone. Or you can use copy. It's fine. So copy.
Up to you, man.
I would normally copy because you don't want to destroy anything.
No.
So I'm just move that away. We don't need you anymore. And we'll come back to that in a minute. I'm gonna paste this in here, and it's
somewhere.
Oh no, I pasted it into the wrong file. Okay, let's paste in here. There you go. Yeah. So this file's quite big. It's a lot bigger than this photo, but you'll probably find that because the iPhone's what we shot it on, which isn't too big. I'm sure some of you guys have Samsungs, which I think have much larger resolution. So, so the idea is that we're gonna build this thing here. You guys won't necessarily have this artwork, and you don't need it. I really don't think you need it. I actually have done this just completely freestyle, just having fun. And the idea is we're gonna just warp these around and make really strange.
What's that you've done there?
This is what we're gonna be doing. So we're gonna be like
doing stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna be like really messing with it and like making some really funky shapes out of. Like, I'm rushing here, but don't worry, we're not gonna. It's really cool. Well, I will explain all of this, but I just kind of want to get you guys. Look, that's pretty cool.
There you go. You got something there.
I'm gonna quickly merge these together, and you've got a really strange looking tree formation there. But that's not what we're trying to achieve. So I'm gonna go back. That was just really experimenting and just chucking something around. But we're gonna follow a template.
Well, somewhat.
Yeah, and if you guys see something you like online, you could base your tree around that form.
Or not. It's up to you.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is before we get cracking. The plan is I've used Alt key, or you can go to this layer here, right click. You can Alt and drag, click the file, Alt and drag, and that's using the arrow tool, and then you've got a duplicate. Or you can do it the manual way, which is you right click here in this space, and then you click duplicate layer and blah blah blah. But I prefer the Alt and drag option. But yeah, that's fine. I would strongly recommend everybody usually names their layers. It makes it a bit easier to find. So basically, I'm sure you can see my methodology. The thought process is this piece is going to be there, and that piece is going to be there, and that piece is going to be there. And then what we can do is, using the free transform tool, which is what I was playing with a minute ago, is you can rotate it. And the free transform has different types. So there's the warp, distort, perspective. Try them all out.
Yes.
Rotate's obvious, scale is size. Warp is the one where the magic happens. This is where we're going to do a lot of stuff. So you can already imagine.
Yeah, you can already see
where I'm going with this. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to if you have a template, you don't have to actually keep it all within that template. I mean,
absolutely not. I mean, just
if you might find that you find something like really cool about what you've created, but it's not in the template.
I think when you're first learning, it's nice to have a guide. So that's kind of why I made this little thumbnail sketch. So I know I've already got this piece for that one, but I changed my mind. I don't really want to do the same thing again with the wall. I can't. Basically, I'm being lazy. I can't be bothered to make it again.
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. Let's transform, and I'm going to flip it horizontally. This is transform. The transform, free transform. They're all just
different
ways. It's exactly what it says it is. It changes stuff. So Yeah, so I'm going to move that into place, and this one is going to, I think that one's fine. I'm just going to Control T, by the way, is the shortcut for the transform thing. So yeah, look, it has it there. Free transform.
Control T.
Control T. Enter and commit to that transformation. Now I think I'm going to make Control T again. I'm going to make that one a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It's going to be like
It feels right now. It feels like.
That's the daddy hedge. And we're going to warp this again. It's interesting because it like affects the tree flow, but you can imagine like right now it's kind of taking shape. Let's just like drag it away, just look at it and compare it to the sketch, the really loose thumbnail. You know what I mean? That's sort of you can sort of visualize that. Obviously these trunks, these branches aren't really working, but that
the rest of it's pretty good.
It's looking all right. So, haha, that's where I pasted it in the wrong place earlier. Right. So. This is where we're gonna sort of fix
this trunk.
This rubbish here. We're gonna make this look more like this.
Come on, that thumbnail looks better than what you've got there.
Yeah. Alright, so as you can see, this has got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised. So. That like that. I think I'm gonna, for stars, I'm gonna just
get rid of that.
By the way, that was the square version of the lasso tool. It's just called the marquee. Let's just tidy that up a bit, make it a bit easier to warp. You'll find that with warping, it's easier to warp square forms. Like, so yeah. Yeah, when I drew this tree, I was sort of thinking. Let's do a tree that looks like really easy to climb. Like you'd be so up and down that thing if you saw that in the park. Like,
yeah, of course.
Even if you were 60 years old, you'd give it a go, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course. Anyone would.
So I'm just chipping away at the moment. Yeah, it's not quite there. Right, let's do some more warping. I think what you'd want to do is that's not far off shape-wise. You just want to try and get the boulder shape, the biggest shape at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't focus on these jagged bits. Just focus on the correct thickness, and now we're going to move on to the next bit. So I'm going to create a new layer. And I'm going to zoom in, Control plus or Command plus, I think, for Mac. And just Control and Command minus to zoom out as well on the keyboard, guys. So what you want to do, really, to keep these branches look in line with the tree sort of design. Like you could obviously pull in some new branches from another image, but I'm going to try and blend these branches into the existing trunk because it will. Basically, if it matches, it's going to look nicer. So doing that thing that we was talking about before, where
inside the boundaries.
Yeah, I don't really want to clean up white crap, so I'm going to just get a selection. Yeah, I don't actually think this is going to work properly because that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, edit, copy. Oh wait, edit. Empty layer.
That life.
Yes, I am. Right.
Still wrong
right.
layer.
So basically, you have to select. That's the reason. See, I still make mistakes, guys. You know, I've been using this program for years, and
I'm still making mistakes.
Still do it. I've basically shortcutted and pasted it in, which is
Control V.
Control V.
Or Command V.
So I controlled or Command V, C to copy, and Command Control V to paste. It just makes life a lot easier. So yeah, there it is. And so the idea is we're going to warp this.
Transform and
warp. Yeah. See, do you see where I'm going with this now?
Yeah.
I just wanted it to. I'm going to Control minus. You can to come out a bit, and yeah, we just want it to really blend in with
the existing trunk.
This extra bit of branch that we've pulled down is going to be basically the key to blending it in. But yeah, you can probably speed these bits up. Do this. And basically the idea is that, and now I'm going to get the eraser. You can use masks, but masks are a bit more advanced. Maybe we should say that for another tutorial, because that's a bit more advanced.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the soft brush. And the eraser is set to 100%, so it's really nasty the way it cuts at the moment. It's a bit harsh. We don't want that. So I'm going to set it to...
At the top you've got the opacity.
Yeah, opacity slider. So what you'll see is not completely removing it. I'm going to make it a lot bigger using the brackets tool on the keyboard, or you can come here and drag the size slider up, but I like hotkeys. Yeah, so let's just fade that away. And I'm going to fade that into the foliage. I know right now you're thinking that looks crap, but
you don't really
actually
notice it
when you zoom out, you don't really see it. So and again, don't take this part of it is most of this stuff that sort of blends a bit more now. If you zoom out, that's
you don't really notice it.
Yeah, and when you pixelate, that is really how you're going to perceive it. It will look. We're going to keep doing that now. I think this is probably the bit where you'll want to speed up the video. Okay. I'm actually already thinking that if you look at this part of the tree here, there's actually a lot of foliage here, and that's actually a big part of what we're missing. So
yeah,
I'm gonna return to, oh, that's the old sketch. I'm gonna get up our original tree again, and I'm actually gonna just use the eraser, and I kind of want a soft bit of tree to blend in. So I'm gonna take a little clump. I'm gonna put the opacity up a little bit. Let's put it all the way up. Basically, we're just ruining my photo. And now I'm gonna lasso
all the way around.
And I'm gonna cut. I cut just to show you guys it's gone. So let's move that away. I'm gonna come back to this.
Edit, paste.
Yeah. I'm just
there
gonna.
You go.
I just want to patch it in, and also it kind of hides that really lazy branch placement.
Yeah,
there.
it does.
It really isn't that important though, and I'm gonna even. I kind of like some of the shadow here. I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna add a bit more. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. I think repetition is something you should try and avoid a bit of. You know, do your best to
avoid it.
Yeah, if you can. I don't think it's vital. So I'm just, even now, I'm gonna just flip it horizontally. See how that looks.
Yeah, that works on that side. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I think. This piece underneath, maybe I do actually like that branch. Let's just zoom out. Look. Yeah.
I'd say you need a little bit up here a bit.
Okay. Sure. I'm up for other ideas. I think we just need a few more thicker trunks here.
Yeah.
And I think actually I'm just gonna I'm gonna quickly just imagine that make them hang a little bit more. I don't know, I may have messed up the nah, it's fine I think. So we're gonna add let's leave it as is. I don't really wanna do the branches again. I think it'd just be fine to add more rather than to change what we've got. So these branches here are like in the distance, they're kind of behind. They're getting a lot more shadow on them. I'm gonna take this piece here. Okay, so we've done a bit of cleaning up. The last bit I did was I just did using the clone stamp tool. So this is a tool where you basically, it's here, it's a bit like the brush. It is a brush actually. If you hit the Alt key on your keyboard, and I believe you have to use the keyboard for this. If you click, say, that area there, and you draw, say, here, it will copy that area.
And then anything you draw continuing until you select a new area.
Yeah.
It would just like
it's gonna copy that whole tree trunk there. I've just basically done that to do some tidying up, some housekeeping on the image. And I kind of got rid of the leaves in the end because I just wanted to look a bit more natural. You can add those afterwards, get some ivy or something, why not, right? I'm just gonna tidy this up. It's best to actually do this on a new layer, so what you can do is you can do some change. There you go, and you can sort of turn it off and on and make a judgment. I might even just turn the opacity down. I've also merged all the layers together into one. So
if you right click and click.
Yeah. So I'm just going to control Z and go back. So this is the layer we had here. If you shift, click, left click the layer, right click now, and then go to merge layers. You merge. You don't want to do merge visible because that will combine your background, which is white, with your tree. So next step is we're going to quickly create this really cool jaggedy
platform type of thing. Yeah.
We'll call it the Dream Climber because you absolutely would be all over that.
Yeah. Even if you're 60.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can get a frame up there, no problem.
Yeah, of course.
So you got so what we're gonna do, I'm just sort of thinking of the best way to do it. We're gonna call this layer master, and I'm gonna duplicate this. Now we got master copy, and I'm gonna call that one chopped. And
you'll understand that in a bit.
As the name suggests, we're going to do some dicing. So just to create these really hard little slice lines, I'm just gonna.
As you can see,
just Control Z and went back. Committed a bit early on that. So yeah, what was you saying, sorry?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as you can see, he's not actually following.
Oh no.
You don't have to follow it. Go crazy.
It's not about rules. So what I'm going to do is I don't, obviously that looks really flat. We don't really want that. I'm going to hold the shift key and add to the selection. And if you hold shift down, obviously it's going to force you to do straight lines. So you just click it once and then
you hold shift and then click once.
And then you release the shift key and then you can grab a piece like this. So I'm over here and I'm just going to double click. And we've kind of created another problem. So I'm just going to shift and do the same thing again. I'm sorry for wasting time. Honestly, I'll speed up now. So I've come up to the arrow tool, and now we can basically move the piece in the selection. And you're like, what? Took that away, and it's not gone? What? Yeah, so that's why we made the chopped. So I'm going to move it, and I'm going to leave it I'm going to actually inflate it as well. Let's just transform. You know the drill. Control T. This is how it normally work anyway. Just commit to that. We might have gone too far with the jagged here, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Control D to deselect it. Now what I've done, I've turned off the master layer, I've hidden it, and you can see the damage I've done to chopped. And yeah, so there's another approach you could take. You can actually cut chopped and then make a new layer, paste in place, put it back where it was, but on a new layer. So now you can turn off chopped, you can turn off master and see it by itself. You can turn on master, and if you just see chopped, it's now missing. So the point of that is you can now actually use this piece. You can hold Alt and click and drag another one off, and you can like transform and like bring it in and
You rotate it, do whatever.
absolutely. Let's rotate it. Let's do that.
Actually,
But you're getting kind of a weird. You're getting the shadow on the wrong side, which is fine. That might be kind of the style you're going for. I'm actually just gonna control command and just pull that corner. That's a little trick you can do with normal transform. This is not the warp. This is a different one. This is the traditional transform tool. Let's commit to that. Hit enter. I'm gonna now control rather than clicking through these layers. It doesn't always work because once you get too many layers, it becomes more confusing. But if you hold control, you can look. It's got a bounding box around the area, the piece. So that's automatically taking me to that layer. A little bit faster to work. So it's Control T, and
just pull those in a little bit.
Yeah, just pull them in.
I mean, you don't have to, of course.
No, I'm just trying to sort of follow that style. That's on that. I'm gonna take this lasso and I'm just gonna this looks a bit too clean, so just delete that. Same with that one. Just delete that. Control D to deselect. I quite like that. So I'm gonna do the same again with this. I'm just gonna come in and make them because at the end of the day, I've copy and pasted and they look the same, and you want to kind of avoid this kind of total repetition. And obviously, the best way to avoid the repetition in the first place is to not duplicate the slice
Too many times.
Not too many times. So I'm not gonna. The next one, I'm just going to go back to our chop layer and I'm gonna select. It looks a bit too dangerous. I wasn't going for dangerous. We want grandpas to climb this, not kill anyone who tries to get the fruit from this tree that doesn't have fruit, by the way.
Yeah.
That's another thing, guys. Why not actually
add fruit?
Get some. You might even find an image of different fruit-bearing trees and merge them together and make a hybrid.
Oh, well, there is that one tree where the guys created it. Well, he's like merged multiple different types of trees together.
Yes, I have heard of this tree. It's actually, I believe they're at museums or something. It's like where they graft many trees together. And anyway, a bit of trivia there.
Yeah.
You can actually cut a piece of another tree and I think they use hormones and other stuff to make them fuse.
Yeah, a lot of complicated stuff.
I heard that the fruit's actually meant to taste different as well. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, botany. I can't remember what class it is. Class over. Alright. Coming back to the climb stamp tool, don't think that you can always clean up, and of course if you don't like these hard lines you can just come in, filter those away. Yeah, let's zoom out, have a look. So you're getting like a really cool looking edge on that tree now. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just turn off the white background. Basically, we just want the tree. So yeah. So I'm gonna hold Shift. I'm gonna click.
Select all of them.
Yeah, select all those. Shift and click all of those. Select. So now I'm actually selecting
the whole area,
whole space.
Yeah.
Copy merged. Create a new layer. Paste. And now we've got a copy of the tree. And I'm going to just basically click that and drag down and turn off all those. I'm going to turn the background layer back on. And we've got one piece again. I'm keeping all of these just in case you want to go back. If you want to tidy up, you can just click the folder, create a group, and Shift click those and drag them
Into
sort of
that.
into that, and they sort of slide over to the right a bit, and then you just do that to hide them. So you have to get in your nerves just to clean up. So this is the new tree. I'm going to do the same thing again. So the thing where where we master. Essentially, this is master 2, but this is master, new master. I'm going to alt and drag, create a duplicate, and
So
basically, see, like we've got these flat planes here.
yeah.
That makes it look like you can just step up, and
Yeah.
so I'm going to create that in a way. You could even go to this and, like, if you have another idea for an image, if you have an image that you kind of like, imagine you've got like a cliffy rock face, there's no reason why you couldn't bring that image into your file and trace the very patterns.
Yeah, parts of it. And
so I'm just going to do it here very loosely.
don't worry, his lasso skills are much better than this.
I don't think they are, actually. I'm going to create a new layer. Basically, a new layer allows me to drag it, because if I click this layer and try and drag it, it's going to move it, so we don't do that. So go new layer, it's on its own, it's independent. Go outside of it, and yeah, so if I now go onto this here, I'm going to zoom in. We've got our copy. We can just very easily again, this is probably, we're going to call this chopped.
Technically that's chopped too, but
yeah, exactly. So I'm going to paste that into the new layer, and you've got the exact cut that you made earlier. And you could either Control I, you can invert it. You've got like a different kind of color going on there. Control I, by the way, is like it inverts the colors, so it would turn like green to red or black to white. Or I'm gonna just go back, Control invert again, Control I. That's, by the way, that's adjustments. Invert that one there.
oh, okay.
I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to go to image adjustments, levels, and I'm just going to brighten it or darken it, but I'm going to choose to brighten it because
Creates more of the
yeah, I'm just going to lighten that up, and you can sort of, if you zoom out, that it starts to look like that's a ledge. You see what I mean? Same again, and this next one, I'm not going to be really. I could copy that again. You could even take, just quickly, just alt and drag and rotate and just put that there like that, just to show you that this really does work quite well. And you can warp it. Just drag it around. You can then get your eraser tool. But this is the soft eraser tool. I no longer want that because this is really jagged. So I'm going to go to the hard one. I'm just going to slice away at that. Just, yeah. And this sort of feels like I'm drawing in a way, but I'm really not. Like, this isn't something that's challenging to draw. This is a really, I've not really thought about what I'm creating. I'm just putting jagged pieces, and once you pixelate this visual, it's not going to really matter. So right, now let's merge these all together. I'm going to merge layers. Now these are one. I'm quite happy with that. And yeah.
So how are we pixelating it, dude?
So the pixelating process is, it really comes down to what you're trying to, how much you want these pixels, how big you want them to be. So you can go to this, there's a filter in Photoshop, and it's called pixelate. There you go. But then it's the mosaic one that's the most intrigues me. So let's zoom out like this. Zoom out. Now, if we go all the way to the top, you can see it almost feels like we wasted so much time, like
For
detailing
for nothing.
We've got like obviously it has that shape, it has that feel, but it's really a bit far. So I think what we wanted to go for is something which is more looks more like the style you're going for. But before we do this, before we commit to that, you was telling me about, obviously this is a big deal. You have to obviously, we've got like this little proxy file we made, very much the same process and this screen size is the same size as a
iPhone.
Yeah.
5.
Yes.
Yeah.
6. I think 6.
Yeah. Cool. 5th generation.
Yeah. So if we go to the image size, it says here these dimensions. So I believe that's the dimensions that you have. So basically, whenever you pixelate it in the file, it is relative to the size of the document, and this document is quite large. And it's not necessary, by the way. This is a huge document, so it's like 15,000 by. Don't do this. My computer's quite powerful, so it can handle that. You would only need HD or something, guys. So this image, I'm now gonna just select all and cut or copy. I just cut just to show that it's gone. And when we paste it in, it's gonna be. Oh no, that's pasted there. So let's cut. I'm gonna bring it into this file, and it's enormous. So I'm gonna just zoom out because shrink that down, right down, so I can actually fit on the screen. So zoom in. That was Control plus, and there we go. Our tree, which doesn't look like it matches or belongs here whatsoever, right?
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, let's make this into something Mario would be proud of. So, and I mean NES Mario, NES.
It's pixelate.
Pixelate, mosaic, and yes. So cell size 5, and that is kind of the. If you notice, it's matching the pixels of the scene here. We're gonna commit to that, and you know what? Like it has still got the ridges, and you don't notice any of the strange, you know, any of the mismatched parts. Like this, you wouldn't question it. You've got, and you can just come in and you can change the pixels yourself. You can just, you know, you can come in and make minor changes. So if you want to change those highlights, you can do that. But at the end of the day, you've made like quite a nice piece of pixel art that can sort of blend with the environment. We can change the colors to just match a little bit. Control U, there you go, and I'm just going to drag it underneath this gradient to sort of, and you know, it really can kind of fit in with the scene that you're trying to build. And you can come back to your tree and make more changes, or make little ones, different versions. You could
warp the whole thing if you wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, you can. You really are not limited. You can make a younger version. That maybe looks like this. And it's really, you're not at all limited to your. Now, obviously, you guys could do a much better job of this than I am doing. But look at that, you've got a slightly uglier version of the bacon easily. I'm just now going to cut that, bring that into this environment, paste. It's obviously too big as the other one was. Just drag those corners down. You guys know how to free transform, so I'm not going to patronize you. You've done it however many times. And you know, filter, and what you've got to remember is just if you want, I'm actually keeping it the exact same cell size of 5 pixels, and I'm gonna change the colors again just to try and match his bigger brother. And you know, look, you've got a really nice sort of scene developing.
they look like they're from the same family, yet two completely different trees.
Absolutely, and that's really the power of sort of photo mashing. You can, I didn't do there was no drawing involved. I know I had this template image, but you really don't. Sometimes this can actually limit you creatively.
Yeah.
Absolutely can. So I really advise people to give it a go.
Yeah.
Freestyle. Or use my template. It's fine. Use another template. Get maybe a friend to draw and something for you, and you can draw inspiration from it. But just experiment. It's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
Now that we've done it, it seems like a pretty easy process to do.
Absolutely. You think of all the things you can apply it to. Like, it really is limitless rather.
Limitless. Yeah.
Not limited.
Yeah.
Limitless.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much
so
it.
I hope that helped. Well, coming back to the thing I was talking about before with my original sketch as well. Maybe I'll do this one in the same process.
Yeah.
Which would be a bit more complicated because you can imagine all these tendrils is kind of sort of this.
And you could do the wind chimes as well.
Yeah, I'll be using the same processes, so there wouldn't be anything to learn other than just seeing me do it. Yeah. All right. So thanks for having me.
Thanks, Julian.
No, you're welcome.
I hope you're in more of the upcoming videos on this channel.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do some of the other ones, and we'll do some buildings or maybe some spaceships, some cars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do anything.
Whatever. Honestly, with this sort of thing, it's so wildly variant. Like everyone is gonna put up wildly different stuff, so it would be really cool to see what people are making. So.
Well, I can't wait to see you guys' designs. I'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya. If you're still here, cool. You've created your own 2D assets. Now, if you want to share your designs, feel free to follow me on Twitter at pixel_make. Or you can share it on our Facebook page. Links will be on screen and in the description below. If you haven't already, feel free to check out my other videos on installing Unity 3D. I've also got another video on setting up your first 2D project. If you still need to download Photoshop, the link is on the screen now. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on anything game related. My name is Joshua Mootoo. I can't wait to see your designs, and thanks for watching.